on Midco Sports Tonight, we get you caught up on all the NSIC action from Saturday, highlights and stats, plus analysis from our Northern Sun expert David Brown. Then it's state championship week for high school football in the Dakotas, but deciding a champ at the Dome wasn't always how the season ended. Learn about the history of the high school football playoffs in part 1 of our Midco magazine series. And finally, Trick Shot Tuesday, featuring a high-flying South Dakota basketball player. All of that plus much more, Midco Sports Tonight kicks off right now. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Kelly Stewart and this is Midco Sports Tonight. Well, we're into the final week of regular season play in the NSIC with one team still remaining perfect on the year, that being Minnesota State, who's sitting at 10-0. But there are a variety of other teams following closely behind and looking to finish out the year strong, hoping for some postseason play. So without further ado, we're going to roll the highlight film and look at the top plays from this past weekend's Saturday games, all 7 of them, starting with Winona State at SMSU. The Mustangs on the board early in the first quarter. Ashanti Payne goes untouched up the middle, 7-zip SMSU. But that would be the Mustangs' only score of the day. All Winona State for the rest of the game. Devin Moore catches the shovel pass and takes it 20 yards for the score, makes it look easy. Late second quarter, Winona running back Landon Jacobson gets some good blocking, beats the defense to the goal line for 6. Winona State up 28-7 after that. They roll in this one, a final of 45-7. To Mankato for our next game, Wayne State at Minnesota State. We picked this one up in the fourth quarter, and this is Wayne State's third-string quarterback hits Nate Rogers, and he breaks away from the defense. 45 yards, tied up at 27. A little over 4 minutes later, Ryan Schlichty hits Trevor Nissen. He can't be brought down, and he makes it in for 6. 33-yard touchdown pass. Mavs up 34-27. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game. Short yardage for the Mavs. Ryan Schlichty to Tyler Schmidt in the end zone for 8 yards out. That extends the lead to 41-27. Mavs would score one more time as well, and they win this 48-27. Bemidji, Minnesota. It was senior day for the Bemidji State Beavers as they took on St. Cloud State. The Huskies strike first. Dwayne Lawhorn decides to keep it. 3 yards up the middle for the score. 7-zip Huskies. Halfway through the second quarter, Jordan Hine airs it up for Jacob Anderson, who comes down with it in the corner of the end zone. It's all tied up now at 7-7. Both teams would exchange field goals, but late in the fourth quarter, Andrew Lukowski bulldozes his way in from 7 yards out for the go-ahead score. That would end up being the final. Bemidji State wins on senior day 17-10. Down to Fayette, Iowa for Sioux Falls at Upper Iowa. Picked this one up in the second quarter. Defensive back Kyle Campiotti gets this thing started for USF with a pick from Brent Lammers. He takes it back to the house untouched. 67 yards on the score. Coup up 7-0. Less than a minute before half, Lammers pump fakes and goes long to Keegan Pinter. That's a 22-yard touchdown pass for the score, and it's all tied up 7-7 heading into halftime. First minute of the fourth quarter, Ian Fieber with a little time airs it way out to Ty Smith for the 24-yard touchdown pass. That puts USF up 19-7, and that would be our final score on this one as well. Senior day for the Bulldogs up at Molosky Stadium in Duluth against Minnesota Crookston. UMD comes out guns blazing in this one. John Larson hits Jason Baltz. There's nobody to stop him. 81 yards for the score. Bulldogs up 7-0. Beginning of the second now, quarterback John Larson on the keeper. He gets a great block and takes it in from 19 yards out. 24-0 Bulldogs. They would demolish Minnesota Crookston on senior day, 54-6. Back to Sioux Falls for our next one, another senior day. Concordia St. Paul at Augie. Late first quarter, Augie QB Kyle Sadler hits Jake Welsheimer. He sheds a defender, dives in for 6. Impressive moves, and Augie is up 7-0 after that. Midway through the second quarter now, look at this field goal by Concordia St. Paul's Jonas Schenderline. 55 yards right there, and he gets CSP on the board. Augie still leading 7-3. Second half, just 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kyle Sadler to Jake Welsheimer once again right on the money. 25-yard touchdown. Welsheimer 8 catches on the day for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Augie wins senior day 28-13. Our final game takes us to Minot, North Dakota against MSUM. 1:24 left in the first, and Zach Cunha goes to Levante Bushnell, stays on his feet, bulldozes into the end zone, and it's 7-zip Minot State. Now it's MSUM's quarterback Jacob Sinani decides to run this one in on the outside edge. He lays out, breaks the plane for 6, and that 8-yard run cuts MSUM's lead to just 13-7. Now 2:20 left to go in the game, and Moorhead running back Herman Gray goes untouched from 4 yards out for the go-ahead score. Puts MSU on top 22-16, and that would be the final one for the Dragons. Well, coming up after the break, our NSIC guru David Brown joins me in studio to break down all these games on Saturday. We'll be right back.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.